Good morning to my dear students. Welcome back to Atma Green School, Jai Swami Narayan. Today class 7th, book history, chapter 9th. We were supposed to do from page number 127 and students शायद मैंने आपको ये पढ़ने के लिए कहा था, मैंने explain कर दिया था the story of Kathak and explain this and I had told you to read it on this also. This purple part भी मैंने आपसे कहा था read करने के लिए. Okay, the purple part that is classical dances. As you all know, ये तो बहुत familiar है. That is भरतनाट्यम is तमिलनाडु का डांस है, कथकली केरला, ओडिसी ओडिशा, कुचिपुड़ी आंध्र प्रदेश and मणिपुर का मणिपुरी. All are these folk and classical dance. Okay, classical. Kathak, like page number 127, Kathak, like several other cultural practices, was viewed with disfavor by most British administrators in the 19th and 20th centuries. However, it survived and continued to be performed by courtesans and was recognized as one of 6 classical forms of dance in the country after independence. Then painting for patrons, the tradition of miniatures. See this figure 7, you can see Akbar resting during a hunt, Mughal miniature. मतलब छोटा सा एक कस्बा. Another tradition that developed in different ways was that of miniature painting. यानी छोटी छोटी small paintings में देखो कितना उन्होंने बता दिया है. Miniature, as their very name suggests, are small size paintings generally done in watercolor on cloth of paper. Watercloth of paper के ऊपर वाटर कलर से किया हुआ उसको बोलते हैं मिनिएचर पेंटिंग, स्मॉल पेंटिंग्स. द अर्लीस्ट मिनिएचर वर ऑन पाम लीव्स और वुड. पहले टाइम में जो मिनिएचर पेंटिंग थी इट वाज ऑन पाम लीव्स या फिर वुड के ऊपर. सम ऑफ द मोस्ट ब्यूटीफुल ऑफ दीज फाउंड इन वेस्टर्न इंडिया वर यूज्ड टू इलस्ट्रेट ज़ेनिया टेक्स्ट. द मुगल एम्परर्स अकबर, जहांगीर, शाहजहां पेट्रोनाइज्ड हाईली स्किल्ड पेंटर्स. मतलब इन्होंने ऐसे ऐसे पेंटर्स हायर किए थे जो बहुत अच्छी इनकी पेंटिंग बनाते थे. दे वांटेड दैट कि उनके बारे में आने वाली जनरेशन जाने. Okay, the Mughal emperors Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan patronized highly skilled painters who primarily illustrated manuscripts containing historical accounts and poetry. इन्होंने ऐसे ऐसे ह्यूज हाईली स्किल्ड पेंटर्स को, हिस्टोरियंस को हायर किया था, हिस्ट्री को, जो उनके बारे में हिस्ट्री लिखते थे. वो चाहते थे कि आगे आने वाली दुनिया उनके बारे में जाने. अब देखो हमारे हिस्ट्री में अकबर, जहांगीर, शाह, इनके में बहुत कुछ है. ओके, दीज वर जनरली पेंटेड. और पेंटिंग भी वो करवाते थे ताकि ये देखकर भी उन्हें पता चले. ओके, पेंटिंग के थ्रू भी लोग, जैसे हम लोग अभी कैसे पढ़ रहे हैं, ओके, वी रीडर्स आर रीडिंग थ्रू दिस पेंटिंग, हमें पता चल सकता है क्या हो रहा है इसमें. These were generally painted in brilliant colors and portrayed court scenes of battle or hunting and other aspects of social life. They were often exchanged as gifts and were viewed only by an exclusive few, the emperor and his close associates. जब ये पेंटिंग बनवाते थे स्किल्ड आर्टिस्ट से, तो ये कई बार पेंटिंग को गिफ्ट में देते थे एम्परर्स को. ओके, और सभी को नहीं देते थे, बहुत ही उनके जो क्लोज होते थे उन्हीं को ये पेंटिंग्स बना के गिफ्ट करते थे, एक दूसरे को गिफ्ट करते थे वो. नॉट टू दी एवरीवन, जो बिल्कुल क्लोज है उनके साथ उनके. विद द डिक्लाइन ऑफ द मुगल एम्परर मेनी पेंटर्स मूव्ड आउट टू द कोर्ट्स ऑफ द इमर्जिंग नेशनल स्टेट्स. एज अ रिजल्ट मुगल आर्टिस्ट टेस्ट इन्फ्लुएंस द रीजनल कोर्ट्स ऑफ द डेक्कन एंड द राजपूत कोर्ट्स ऑफ राजस्थान. With the decline of the Mughal Empire, many painters moved out to the courts of the emerging regional courts of the Deccan and Rajput courts of Rajasthan. जैसे मुगल एम्पायर डिक्लाइन हुआ, इनके जितने भी मतलब कि जो हायर किए हुए स्किल पेंटर्स थे या जो भी, वो सब मूव हो गए to the Deccan and the Rajput courts में of the Rajasthan. At the same time, they retained and developed the distinctive characteristics. और मतलब मुगल एम्पायर के टाइम पे इनको बहुत ज़्यादा शायद अच्छा इनको पे नहीं दिया जाता था या वॉट एवर, और यहाँ पे ये बहुत इन्होंने अपनी एक बहुत अच्छी पहचान बना ली थी, एक डिस्टिंक्टिव कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स बना लिया था. when they moved to Deccan and the Rajput courts of Rajasthan. Portraits of rulers and court scenes came to be painted following the Mughal example. Besides, themes from mythology, yani Purani history, themes and poetry were depicted at centers such as Mewar, Jodhpur, Bundi, Kota and Kishangarh. Another region that attracted miniature paintings was the Himalayan foothills around the modern day state of Himachal Pradesh. By the late 17th century, this region had developed a bold and intense style of miniature painting called Basoli. Basoli इसे कहा जाता था. By the late 17th century, this region had developed a bold and intense style of miniature painting called Basoli. See figure 8, you can see Maharana Ram Singh II playing Holi, Rajput miniature Kota. Maharana Ram Singh II playing Holi, Rajput miniature Kota. Okay, the most popular text to be painted here was Bhanu Datta's Ras Manjari. Nadir Shah's invasion and the conquest of Delhi in 1739 resulted in the migration of Mughal artists to the hills to escape the uncertainties of the plain. See this Krishna Radha and her companion Paheri miniature Kangra. Paheri miniature Kangra. Okay. The painted was Bhanu Datta's Ras Manjari और जो उन्होंने resulted the migration of the Mughal artist जो थे okay वो मतलब hills में जाकर छुप गए थे because the most popular text to the painted here was Bhanu Datta's Ras Manjari. Nadir Shah's invasion and the conquest of Delhi in 1730 resulted in the migration of Mughal artists to the hills to escape the uncertainties of the plains. Here they found ready patrons which led to the founding of the Kangra school of painting. By the mid-18th century of Kangra artists developed a style which breathed a new spirit into miniature painting. The source of inspiration was the Vaishnavite traditions, soft colors including cool blues and greens, and a lyrical treatment of themes distinguished Kangra painting. ओके हर एक तरह की पेंटिंग होती थी और इतनी लाइव पेंटिंग की वो पेंटिंग के जरिए पता चलता था क्या वो हिस्ट्री है, क्या टाइम की हिस्ट्री है. और कलर्स भी मतलब इतने कूल ब्लू एंड ग्रीन कलर्स यूज होते थे. ओके और डिफरेंट डिफरेंट जो कांगरा पेंटिंग थी और भी जो पेंटिंग्स थी इसीलिए वो कलर्स ताकि रिसेंबल होता जाए. रिमेंबर दैट ऑर्डिनरी विमेन एंड मेन पेंटेड एज वेल ऑन पॉट्स, वॉल्स, फ्लोर्स, cloth, works of art that have occasionally survived, unlike the miniatures that were carefully preserved in palaces for centuries. और कई तो आप जाओगे ना म्यूजियम्स वगैरह में, you can see such paintings जो उस टाइम पे की हुई थी पेंटिंग्स थी. A closer look, that is Bengal. The growth of a regional language. As we saw at the outset, we often tend to identify regions in terms of the language spoken by the people. So we assume that people in Bengal always spoke Bengali. However, what is interesting is that while Bengali is now recognized as a language derived from Sanskrit, early Sanskrit text, that is mid-first millennium, suggests that the people of Bengal did not speak Sanskritic languages. How then did the new language emerge? कहा जाता था कि बंगाली यानी संस्कृत, लेकिन उस टाइम में था कि बंगाली लोगों ने तो कभी संस्कृत बोली नहीं है, तो ये लैंग्वेज कहाँ से आई, बंगाली लैंग्वेज. See on figure 10th you can say a page from a palm leaf. palm के leaf में handwritten manuscript of the earliest Bengali Ramayan. From the 4th, 3rd centuries, commercial ties began to develop between Bengal and Magadha, South Bihar, which may have led to the growing influence of Sanskrit. During the 4th century, the Gupta rulers established political control over North Bengal and began to settle Brahmanas in that area. Thus, the linguistic and cultural influence from the mid-Ganga valley became stronger. In the 7th century, the Chinese traveler Xuanzang observed that languages related to Sanskrit were in use all over Bengal. मतलब पहले टाइम पे यही था गुप्ता रूलर्स के टाइम से वही कि began to settle Brahmanas और कहा जाता था कि संस्कृत even in the 7th the Chinese traveler Xuanzang observed Sanskrit language that is used all over Bengal. From the 8th century Bengal became the center of a regional kingdom under the Palas. Between the 14th and the 16th centuries, Bengal was ruled by sultans who were independent of the rulers in Delhi. In 1586, when Akbar conquered Bengal, it formed the nucleus of the Bengal Suba. While Persian was the language of administration, Bengali developed as a regional language. 8th century से Bengal became the center of the Bengali language under the Palas. और 14th और 16th century में बंगाल was ruled by sultans who were independent of the rulers in Delhi. फिर 1586 में अकबर ने बंगाल को छीन लिया, confiscate. It formed the nucleus of the Bengal Suba. While Persian was a language of administration, Bengali developed as a regional language. Okay, that is a closer look. बंगाल के बारे में पूरा बताया गया. The growth of a regional language. कैसे बंगाली लैंग्वेज ग्रो हुई है. Okay, so I will give you 5 minutes देती हूँ मैं आपको. Fast you read this lesson, then I'll explain you. जल्दी से lesson read करो. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me in my live class. Okay, and please everyone submit your subject enrichment activity before 1st March. You can submit, as 1st March is the last day. आप उसके पहले भी submit कर सकते हो. And you can send me in my personal WhatsApp में भी आप भेज सकते हो. Okay, so please do your subject enrichment activity and submit it fast. Okay, and do read this up till page number 131. Okay, last 3 paragraphs is left to be explained. I will explain you. Just read it, everyone. Okay, we go to page number 131. In fact, by the 15th century, of Bengali group of dialects came to be united by a common literary language based on the spoken language of the western part of the region now known as West Bengal. Thus, although Bengali is derived from Sanskrit, it passed through several stages of evolution. आपको पता है बंगाल एंशिएंट टाइम से टारगेट रहा है. पहले राजा महाराजा उस पर टारगेट करते थे, मुगल डायनेस्टी उस पर टारगेट करना चाहती थी, ब्रिटिशर्स ने उन पे अटैक किया. ओके, also a wide range of non-Sanskrit words derived from a variety of sources including tribal languages, Persian and European languages have become a part of modern Bengali. Early Bengali literature may be divided into two categories. One, indebted to Sanskrit and the other independent of it. The first includes translations of the Sanskrit epics. The Mangala Kavyas, literally auspicious poems dealing with the local deities, and bhakti literature such as the biographies of Chaitanya Deva, the leader of the Vaishnav Bhakti movement. The second includes Nath literature such as the songs of Mainamati and Gopi Chandra stories concerning the worship of Dharma Thakur, and fairy tales, folk tales and ballads. Ballads यानी short poems. ओके, देखो वो एक ये जो टाइम था ना, ये एक ऐसा एरा था जहाँ लोग भगवान की पूजा करना, भक्ति आराधना करना, बहुत ज़्यादा फोक टेल्स, छोटी छोटी वहाँ जो प्लेस होते थे उसमें भी भगवान की वो स्टोरी सुनाते थे, बैलड्स, पोम, भजन, मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा था. और क्या था, टीवी तो था नहीं, तो यही लोगों का एंटरटेनमेंट था, राइट? मोबाइल्स तो थे नहीं उस टाइम पे, तो दीज वर ऑल सच एंटरटेनमेंट्स. गो टू पेज नंबर 132. Why do you think the second category of text was not written down? पर्शियन वर्ड का मतलब है स्पिरिचुअल गाइड, पीर. पीर पर्शियन वर्ड है वो, पीर मीनिंग अ स्पिरिचुअल गाइड. पीर जो फॉलोअर होते हैं ना. सी ऑन पेज नंबर 132 यू कैन सी Mainamati, Gopi Chandra and Dharma Thakur. The Nags were ascetics who engaged in a variety of yogic practices. This particular song, which was often enacted, described how Mainamati, a queen, encouraged her son Gopi Chandra to adopt the path of asceticism in the face of a variety of obstacles. Dharma Thakur is a popular regional deity, often worshipped in the form of a stone or a piece of wood. The texts belonging to the first category are easier to date, as several manuscripts have been found indicated that they were composed between the late 15th and mid 18th centuries. Those belonging to the second category circulated orally and cannot be precisely dated. They were particularly popular in eastern Bengal, where the influence of Brahmanas was relatively weak. Okay students, so this lesson is little difficult, इसलिए मैं थोड़ा slow जा रही हूँ, and please do read the text. In my next class, almost I will wind up this, then I will share the question answers. Previous 8 chapter के भी question answers हैं, और फिर मैं आपको इसके PDF भेज दूँगी. Okay, I will send the PDF of these 2 lessons, question answers. So you please all read the text. ओके, जितना हो सके आप इस टेक्स्ट को पढ़ो. इन फ्रॉम माई नेक्स्ट क्लास आई विल कंटिन्यू फ्रॉम पेज नंबर 132 ऑफ योर टेक्स्ट. ओके, सो एज आई फिनिश दिस लेसन चैप्टर 9 योर हिस्ट्री सिलेबस इज ओवर. देन आई विल स्टार्ट विथ द लास्ट सिविक्स लेसन. रेस्ट ऑल इज ओवर, राइट? So if you have any doubt, you start revising your term 3 syllabus. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in my live class. Okay, and please read the text as many times it is possible. You read all geography, civics, history. Read the text. Easier for you to do the objectives. Okay, and you all know this is your 80 mark paper. That is ओके और आपके तो सेक्शन डिवाइड होते हैं, हिस्ट्री, सिविक्स एंड ज्योग्राफी सेक्शन में डिवाइड होता है 80 मार्क पेपर. क्लियर? सो इन माय नेक्स्ट क्लास आई विल कंक्लूड फ्रॉम चैप्टर नंबर 7. Okay, with this I wrap up my class here. Thank you to all.